Hi guys, I am back. It has been a hot minute since I have made a makeup tutorial or any tutorial, anything on my channel. It's been several months. I went through a breakup, I moved, I've been traveling a lot for work and other things. But you know what? That's life. And I believe when we fall down, if we can land on our back, we can look up, because if we can look up, we can get up. And that's what I did. So I'm back and it feels so good to be doing something that is my passion with creativity. I've always said I sucked in art class as a kid, like drawing, no. You know when you're in art class and the teacher's like, okay, we have 40 minutes till the bell, and I'm like trying to draw this amazingly sculpted bird with beautiful feathers and dimension, I would just freak out and be like, screw it, this thing's gonna look like a little skank and might have a feather or two. It's gonna have stick legs, like it's gonna be awful. So makeup is my art. It's how I express myself. I love makeup. I've always said the face is my canvas. And so yeah, I hope you like this look I got going on. Definitely put some emphasis on the cheeks, the cheekbones, the shimmer, because that's all the rage this season. And I'm loving it. So I hope you like this look. And thank you so much for watching. Really? Obviously, it's been a minute. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. Have a blessed day. Okay, I'm going to be starting off with MAC Studio Fix Liquid Foundation and my favorite foundation brush. Don't worry, I will list everything below in the product box for you guys. I am mixing these two different shades together because I am so in between shades right now. This happens to me every single fall, but it's okay. So I put foundation all over. I'm going to skip over this part, but I put it everywhere except for on the eye and right underneath the eye. On the eye, I'm going to be putting a paint by MAC, or also known as like an eyeshadow base. This paint is amazing. It keeps the eyeshadow on all day without creasing. It doesn't go anywhere. It's changed my life. So I just put that on all over the lid, all the way up to the eyebrow, and then I just kind of smooth it over. Now I'm taking an eyeshadow that I love. It just has a beautiful peachy tone. It's by Bare Minerals, and because it's a loose powder, I like to apply this with my finger. And let's be honest, sometimes when we are just trying to get out of the door, like, this is what we need. We need a finger. We don't need all these different eyeshadow brushes, and no. Let's just simplify sometimes. Okay, so I put this all over the lid, and I like to pat it on and keep patting it on to build that color and that intensity, especially since it is such a light shadow. Once again, you guys, you can go to any drugstore and just look for a tone like this color. You don't have to go and buy expensive products. I love this tone for the holidays. It's still light and neutral, but it just blends well with so many different rich holiday colors. Now I put this, I don't go all the way up to the eyebrow, but in the arch just a little bit. Now I'm going to take a flat matte brown and an angled eyeshadow brush. Any brush will do. I'm going to take this and do like a half moon or like a crescent moon right in the arch of my lid. Don't go up too high because we're going to buff it out. We don't want a harsh line up higher on your lid either. So I'm going to take a buffer brush. This just has really soft bristles. There's no shadow on this brush, you guys. I'm just using this to buff it out and blend it upwards. So I either do windshield wiper motions or tiny little circles. And I just keep on buffing. Buff and buff and buff and blend until your hands hurt. Okay, that's what makes us beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. We're all beautiful. So as you can see, it's much more blended than the other eye. So buff out both eyes and then let's line. This is Kat Von D's tattoo liner. I just love a felt tip liner, honestly. Any felt tip pen is great. To me, it's so much easier to put eyeliner on. So I start in the inner corner and I kind of trace it on top and then fill it in towards my lashes. And I just keep doing this the whole way out to the corner of my eye. It's much easier for me to do it this way than make one full line. I also recommend making sure that you fill in right on that outer corner, right on the inside where your eyelashes end, because a lot of people can tend to overlook that area, and from the side, if someone's standing on the side of you, it looks really awkward. To do a winged eyeliner, I always go from the outside in. It makes it so much easier. And so I make a line and I kind of just keep adding to it, and then I will go from the top and connect it to what I did on the lid, making it thicker, and it just looks like, hey, I woke up like this. Not really, but it's so much easier, and I love some good winged liner. And now to the original video before the first part of my other video got deleted. Such a prettier background. So you can see, if you want to make your wings a little bit higher up, just keep adding to it. Now I'm going in with Champagne Pop by Jaclyn Hill and BECCA Cosmetics. Amazing. And always, this is how I remember it, the 4 corners, okay? So get your inner corners and your top outer corners with a little bit of highlighter. It's beautiful and it just makes your eyes pop. So always get the 4 corners. Oh, hey. Next, I'm going to be taking Bobbi Brown black gel liner and a really fine point tip to put this on. Oh, I just love how dark it is. I literally walked into Sephora and was like, give me your blackest black, because I just wasn't feeling like my other liquid liners would get as dark as I wanted. And I loved a very black winged liner look. So I just go over what I already did with my wing liner. I feel it's, for me, it's easier to do this than just do the whole thing with the gel liner. I'm a lot more precise this way. Time for the eyebrows. I'll be using Anastasia of Beverly Hills with a small angled brush. I like to dip it in the gel and then kind of wipe it on the back of my hands, just so when I put it on, it's not like scary dark. Now, when I do my eyebrows, you guys, I always line the outer part. So it's basically like I'm making one big stencil and then I just fill it in. And as you can see, I do a lot of little small strokes, just like kind of how with my eyeliner. The reason I do small strokes with my eyebrows is because I have very thin brows and I want it to look natural, and we have short hairs, so it makes sense to do little small strokes. Now the top, I do kind of a longer one, but then I'll start going over it when I fill it in with more little strokes, just like that. And you always want the inner part near your nose to be a little bit lighter, as you'll see when I start to fill that in. Otherwise, it just looks too harsh. But my goodness, I think eyebrows really, really make a face. And just practice, practice, practice. So as you can see, I turned the brush here. The brush is now, the pointy part is pointing down. The other end is pointing up, because that's how the hairs go. So you always want to work with the direction of the hair. Yay! And yeah, don't feel bad to like blend it with your fingers. Ah, amazing. Now I'm going to be taking my favorite thing. I love MAC's Prep+Prime for concealer because the bags under my eyes are definitely not Prada. I take a V, or I make a V underneath my eye and then do a little bit up over my eyebrow and down my nose, almost as in a half heart. Excuse that janky mirror. So when you do your other eye, that'll be the other half of the heart, and it'll all connect together in one heart, if that makes sense. But that way, your whole area right there is brightened and not just right under the eye, which can definitely look odd or out of place, especially in pictures. Then I just take my foundation brush and slightly blend it in, work it into my foundation, so it's all one seamless look. Now I'm going to be contouring with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Palette. For more information on how I contour and highlight my face every day, you can watch my Fake a Flawless Face video on YouTube on my channel. Don't feel like you have to have an expensive contour palette, you guys. I really just wanted to try this one and I only used 3 colors from it. But before this, I used just a matte brown eyeshadow. Anything will work. You got to just be creative. Now I'm going in with the Nye Banana Powder. I've already done my cheeks and my nose, as you can see. And I'm using a thick brush because anytime you have bristles that are tighter, closer together, like that, it's going to give you more coverage. And I like more coverage with my powders and my foundation because my skin is pretty oily. So I put that all along my T-zone and mainly where I highlighted my face. And then I'm gonna take my bronzer and I'm gonna go over kind of where I contoured a little bit. Keep in mind, if you don't like a lot of powder because maybe you have dry skin, I recommend a loose powder with a larger brush with looser bristles. That way the powder won't go on as heavy. But I still think powder is important because it sets the look. Now I'm going in with Champagne Pop, which I love. This is by BECCA and Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. And I'm just putting it on my cheeks and a little bit right down the middle of my nose and just a tiny bit where I highlighted. I used a really soft brush, but you can also use your ring finger. Now I'm going in with MAC's bronzer. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm just using my regular powder brush and I'm going over the hollows of my cheeks, making sure not to go over what I just highlighted. And then I'm going to slightly work it up into my forehead, just where I had shadowing on the face. You guys, this is such a pretty look. You can see the difference it made. It just warms everything up, and in pictures, it's gorgeous. You'll see a lot of this on the red carpet because it's a soft look. It's definitely not harsh. Now I'm taking a rosy blush, and keep in mind when applying blush on your cheeks that you never want blush to sit below your nose. If it goes below your nose, it's going to drag your face downwards, which is never flattering. I just apply this, not going all the way back towards my temples, but on kind of on the apples on my cheek, working in between my highlighter and bronzer. Now I'm going to line the under part of my eye with a nice soft shimmery brown. I'm using this instead of liner because I really want my emphasis to be on my lips and my big lashes, and so I don't want to make it too harsh. I also like doing this during the day. I think it's a softer day look. Now I am doing the ombre lip. This is a beautiful, rich cranberry color that can go on in several different shades depending on how hard you press. I'm going to start out with probably medium firmness, and I'm just outlining my lips. I always do the outline first, and then I'm going to fill in. And I totally had to get another mirror because I am blind. As you can see, I don't just try and do one big line. I keep doing a bunch of little small ones, just like with my eyeliner. I always connect the middle last when doing my lips. There we go. Now we're going to shade in, just like if you had some colored pencils and we're shading on a picture that you drew in art class, which mine would look terrible, but you're just going to shade in right along the corners, but not completely in the middle. And I am pressing so light, you guys. I just keep going back and forth and filling it in. Don't press too hard. Just color. See, this is why this is my art. I'm going to slightly work it up. The ombre effect will more so be in the bottom middle part of my lip, but still somewhat on top too. Then I take my finger and I just smooth that out and keep smoothing, and then I'm going to apply this beautiful nude color. This is by MAC, it's called Myth, and I just put it right in the middle, making sure not to go to the sides, and right at the top. You can see I didn't go all the way up to where I placed my liner, nor did I bring it all the way into the corners. Ooh. Then I smooth it out with my finger, just a little bit, and you can tell it starts to blend and mix with that cranberry, and it's just gorgeous. I choose to do the lip liner first and then the lipstick on top when doing this ombre lip, just because this color of lip liner is so intense that it can very easily overpower it. So then to enhance the ombre lip look, I just go over with the liner again, but I smooth out those lines I made with my fingers so they're not too harsh, but it adds more of an effect. Then I take a light shimmer. Anything will do, but I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop, and with my pinky just apply it to the pout, and this will enhance the pout. It's an illusion, you guys. It creates an illusion, making your lips look fuller, but you only want to do it right in the middle of your pout and just a little bit at top. I am calling this lip there Crombre for Cranberry Ombre. Hey, now it's eyelash time. I don't know why I'm missing one. I'm going to skip over this because eyelashes are a pain, but I will make a tutorial on how I do my false lashes. I have no lashes, you guys, on my own, so I praise baby Jesus for false lashes every day. Mascara on top and bottom, just to add a little bit more emphasis, and then we're done. That is the complete look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think this look goes with whatever hairstyle you want to do, but this is my favorite fall, winter go-to look. I think it's great for daytime or out in the evening. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to get my looks first as soon as they upload, and I hope you enjoy this one. Ooh.